Murray State Athletics is excited to begin our reveal of the Facility Master Plan. The Facility Master Plan provides clarity and sets the racers up for a great future. The 14th-month process was meticulous and thorough, and it provides a solid vision for a pathway to accomplish the largest advancement of athletics facilities in the history of Murray State University. Now let's take a look at the bold plans for Racer Field, the home of Murray State softball since 2014. The major upgrade for Racer Field is changing the natural turf to a state-of-the-art field turf. No more rainouts, mowing, or annual maintenance fees, and the hours saved in all of these areas is going to add up to a considerable cost savings for Murray State softball. With field turf, Racer Field immediately becomes a more productive place because there will be more time available for workouts and games. Part of the plan is to either cover the existing batting cages at Racer Field or create an indoor facility where all Murray State teams can have space, including cages for softball and room to throw and field. Either way, Murray State softball will get a new locker room and team space in the new Murray State Athletics Performance Center, which will also include a new weight room, athletic training room, and coaches' offices. Racer Field also gets a new video board to create an exciting viewing game day experience. One option is to mount the video board on the facade of Roy Stewart Stadium, which sits just beyond the left field fence at Racer Field. New stadium seating will be added to Racer Field, as well as bathrooms in the dugouts and new public restrooms. A new press box is also in the works at Racer Field. Former Murray State player Jessica Twaddle, the 2015 and 2017 OVC Player of the Year, has seen the plans for Racer Field and what it means for the future of the program.
Yeah, that's really exciting. I think getting those kinds of facilities is it's exciting for the kind of commits you're able to get, the kind of talent you're able to bring in, but also just the experience that the kids that are already there get to have. That they get to have something that feels first class, feels really special, and that they're well taken care of. Not that, Murray State does a great job of that in a lot of ways, but just continuing to build and expand in those ways is really exciting and really big for the direction that mid-major sports, I think, as a whole are moving in every sport. And so looking to be national competitors, and that's just one way that I think they're going to be able to continue to push the envelope and get to those places moving forward. It's pretty cool.
And there you have it. We are making our move in Murray State athletics as we look to the future, in particular in this report, what we can do with Murray State softball, which it already has just in its very short time as a program since 2010, has a lot of history and a lot of great things happening. So right now I want to introduce the head coach of the Murray State softball program, Kara Amundsen. And then we also have Jensen Striegel, who is an outfielder and a junior from Floyd's Knob, Indiana. And then we also have senior Lexi Jones, who is first baseman from Eldersburg, Maryland. We appreciate all of you being with us today. So, Kara, when you take a look at what we just talked about in regards to Murray State softball, maybe just off the cuff here, pick out one thing that's got you the most excited about what you can do to improve the facilities.
Yeah, I mean, I think, we compete in the conference every year, and between the lines, what we have at the field right now, I think is the best in the conference, honestly. So being able to just kind of spruce up everything else, make it that stadium type feel, I think we're super excited to be able to show up to our field and see something like that every day.
Restrooms in the dugouts.
Absolutely. You don't know how much the players would flip over that. That is a game changer for females, I promise.
Well, and then the other thing I'm excited about too is the fact that softball, Racer Field would have a video board. Now we could put that out in right center where the current scoreboard is. We could go really big with it and put it on the back side of Roy Stewart Stadium, which would not only work for softball game days, but then that could be another revenue stream for athletics.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know, some other places that we've been able to travel and see that, just being able to get that extra hype before game day, seeing a little pump-up video on the front end, and like you said, being able to use it, across athletics in general would be huge.
And then a press box, which makes me very excited because that's where we keep score, we do PA, we play the music, we would stream our games, and the announcers could be there on ESPN Plus. So very excited about that. So
Absolutely.
Jensen, when we talk about being a Murray State student athlete, there's a lot of responsibility that comes with doing that. Talk about your experience that you've had at Murray State, and then project yourself, if you were a new student athlete for softball, when all these improvements happen, how much would it mean to you?
Yeah, I think it would be really huge to have new improvements. Like, I know you guys are talking about doing probably turf on our field, and that would be huge, more so like weather. So if we have, normally if it's raining or whatever, we might not be able to play that day or have to push it back. And if we have turf, that would be huge to play that day and not have to change plans and whatever.
But you would miss rolling out that tarp, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think she would miss that, because I used to do the 7 a.m. tarp duty as well. Lexi, talk about your experience at Murray State and how the experience would improve in the future if we could do these things.
Yeah, I mean, my experience here the past, I guess, going on my 5th year, it's been great. And so, like, I could only imagine how much more, like, perfect and wonderful it's going to be for these incoming students that get to experience the top-notch facilities, the new and improvement. Like, that's just awesome for them. It's really exciting.
So the one other part of this is what happens to Stewart Stadium. There's a couple of different ways that we could go, as we just went over. Either way, it's new locker room, new team room for Murray State softball. We could wind up with additional indoor spaces for softball to work out, to be able to hit, which currently your outdoor cages are great. You guys are out there hitting all the time. We could end up with an indoor facility. We're going to have the performance center where offices and weights and all that will be moved as well. Maybe speak to what it would mean for recruiting for Murray State softball.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think we're top of the line the way it is, you know, but just being able to take it up that extra notch. We're regularly traveling to Power 5 conferences, competing nationally. I think so to have some of these facilities start to match what we're seeing on the road would be huge for us. You know, when players come to campus and we get to have recruits on campus, those are things they look at. You know, they look at the facilities and when it is raining, where do we get to go? Because they want to put the work in, and you know, how am I going to be a good student athlete, and what facility am I able to do that stuff in? So them being able to walk into those facilities and see state-of-the-art stuff, new computers, new rooms, a locker room, things like that, is huge. You know, we talk about team culture, and a way to build team culture is them being able to hang out in a team room and things like that. So it will be huge for recruiting moving forward, absolutely. One
other thing with softball would be increase the fan experience. The parents that come to the games, it's kind of a wraparound bleacher from dugout to dugout, to where it would make viewing the game a lot easier. But my next question is for Jensen and Lexi. I've always said hitters hit. So really, the batting cage is kind of your other classroom, so to speak. But to have a place where you could hit indoors. I mean, I see you guys out there right now, outdoors all the time. It's 30 degrees in February, and you're out there getting your hacks in. Just tell us what that would be like to be able to hit indoors.
I feel like I'm always talking about weather. That's what I was just talking about a second ago. But I think it would be huge to be able to work on our craft, like, no matter the circumstances. Because if it's raining outside or if it's snowing, it's kind of hard to hit in the snow. But if we have somewhere that we can go to be able to work on our craft, like, that would be amazing.
And I know you become the power hitter, Lexi, so getting into the cage it's just like breathing. You got to get in there and get your swings in.
Right, yeah. So like we said, when we travel to these other schools and we see, they literally walk out of their locker room and it's batting cages, like that convenience right there, like to swing before practice, after practice, when it's raining, when it's snowing, when we're like off days. I think the convenience of just having the indoor facilities right there, rather than right now when we travel all the way up to North Gym, I think the convenience of having the cages right there, it's going to be so beneficial for us.
And Kara, we could kind of wrap this up with your desire as a head coach for every one of your student athletes is for them to max out.
Absolutely.
From the time they're a freshman to when they leave.
Yeah, and I mean, piggybacking on what these two just said, they're in the cages all the time, you know, outside of our tutelage, but they're regularly asking me and my assistants to get extra work in because they want to be good. You know, they want to compete for a conference championship. They want to get to an NCAA regional. They put the work in, absolutely. So being able to have the facilities to help them get there is huge for us moving forward.
And moving forward, as Murray State Athletics reveals its facility master plan for the future, that's the story here for Murray State softball.